Good morning, Malacañang Press Corps and guest. Welcome sa regular press briefing ni Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella.
Good morning. We're pleased to have today Dangerous Drugs Board Chairperson Secretary Dionisio R. Santiago. He served as Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff from 2002 to 2003. As a military man, he was assigned to different positions such as Vice Chief of Staff, Commanding General of SOCOM, and Commander of the Philippine Army. Upon retirement from the military, he was assigned to several government positions. He was appointed as Director of the Bureau of Corrections, Executive Director of the Dangerous Drugs Board, and Director General of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. He took up mechanical engineering in Mapua Institute of Technology before entering the Philippine Military Academy. He also finished his master's in public administration in Seattle University in the U.S. Ladies and gentlemen of the Malacanang Press Corps, let us welcome Secretary Dionisio Santiago. Sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Spokesperson Ernesto Abella, officials and staff of the Presidential Communications Operations Office, members of the media, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am honored to be invited in this press briefing to provide our friends from the media information on our campaign against drugs. Addressing the drug problem remains to be among the top priorities of the Philippine government. Under the administration of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the anti-drug campaign has been enhanced and strengthened through the collaboration of national government agencies, as well as the support of non-governmental organizations, faith-based groups, and the private sector. Within their respective mandates, agencies of the government have been contributing to the realization of a drug-free Philippines through the implementation of strategies and programs based on a holistic and comprehensive five-pillar approach. The supply reduction efforts led by our country's law enforcement units have resulted in the seizure of illegal drugs, arrest of drug perpetrators, and dismantling of clandestine laboratories at an all-time high. Our intensified efforts in drug demand reduction, on the other hand, have prodded us to focus on programs that involve communities and build individual capacities. These programs include initiatives for the youth, vulnerable groups, and high-risk populations. To ensure that these programs are sustained, partnership and cooperation with different sectors of the Philippine society, such as the academe, labor force, faith-based groups, and non-government organizations are fostered. Information dissemination efforts and advocacy campaigns are also strengthened through the utilization of technology and the social media. The Philippines continues to put individuals at the heart of the anti-drug abuse campaign and transform them as catalysts to start advancing positive value formation in their circles. We believe that every Filipino must take a stand against the drug menace. On alternative development, the Philippines is working on expanding its programs to go beyond addressing illicit crop cultivation and to include provision of livelihood opportunities for drug victims in the urban areas. Our ultimate goal is to reduce the negative impact of drug abuse in the society. Once reduced, it will lead to the attainment of a drug-resistant and eventually a drug-free Philippines. In defining a drug-free society, it means systems are in place, mechanisms are set, laws, policies, and regulations are in order to guarantee that our communities become drug-resistant. If our communities sustain their existence as drug-resistant environments, surely they will become drug-free in the long run. Allow me now to provide some details on the drug situation and our programs to address the country's drug problem. The seriousness of the problem in the country can be seen with the increasing number of arrested drug traffickers and perpetrators, seizures of big volume of drugs, and voluntary surrender of drug users. Under the administration of President Rodrigo R. Duterte, law enforcement agencies have recorded an increase in anti-drug operations conducted and drug personalities arrested. From July 1, 2016 to August 29, 2017, more than 70,000 anti-drug operations were conducted, which resulted in the arrest of more than 100,000 drug personalities. With the heightened campaign of the government and the priority given to anti-drug programs, drug users have voluntarily surrendered to authorities. As of 29 August 2017, 1,380,078 persons who use drugs have been provided with appropriate treatment and rehabilitation services and interventions. An increasing trend in admissions in residential treatment and rehabilitation facilities have also been observed, as shown in the slide. On the screen is the profile of drug dependents based on the data of users admitted in rehabilitation centers. A shift in the nature of drug use from poly to mono drug use has been noted. Over the last 5 years, an increase in the number of mono drug users has been gradually observed, especially among those who abuse methamphetamine, hydrochloride, or shabu. As a response to this situation, the Philippine government employs a 5-pillar comprehensive and holistic approach. These are drug supply reduction, drug demand reduction, alternative development, civic awareness and response, and regional and international cooperation. Anti-drug operations conducted in 2016 increased by 117%. A bulk of this was conducted from July to December during the administration of President Duterte. In terms of drug personalities arrested, a 176% increase from 2015 was recorded. From July 1, 2016 to May 30, 2017, 35,435 drug cases were filed. Drug cases filed in 2016 increased by 89% from 2015. Operations conducted from July 1, 2016 to August 29, 2017 resulted in the seizures of 2,465 kilos of shabu. The volume of shabu seized in 2016 is higher by 271% compared to the seizure in 2015. The Dangerous Drugs Board enacted 11 policies in the form of board regulations in 2016 and 3 for the first half of 2017. These policies were issued to ensure the implementation of programs that are attuned to the current situation. Allow me to give a brief description of some of the policies recently issued. Guidelines on voluntary surrenders of drug users and dependents and monitoring mechanism of barangay drug abuse campaigns. This regulation was issued to respond to the surge in the number of drug users voluntarily surrendering to authorities. The Dangerous Drugs Board wants to ensure that these drug users will be provided with appropriate interventions through the establishment of community-based treatment and rehabilitation programs and services. Strengthening the implementation of Barangay Drug Clearing Program. This mandated local government officials to take the lead in freeing their communities from the influence of drugs through the conduct of both supply and demand reduction programs. A range of educational programs and services designed to address the needs of every sector of the society are also implemented. In addition to these existing efforts, two new programs were initiated. First is the capacity building for local government officials, program implementers, and volunteers on handling voluntary surrender of drug users and the establishment of community-based treatment and rehabilitation. Another new program is aimed to address the needs of vulnerable groups like the urban poor. The urban poor against drugs was conceptualized to capacitate people's organization to take action against the proliferation of illegal drugs in their communities. This program is being implemented in partnership with the Presidential Commission for the Urban Poor. We continue to implement school-based prevention education programs. Anti-drug principles are incorporated into the school curriculum through the National Drug Education Program. This is aligned with international standards and issuances on drug demand reduction. We also have training on life skills enhancement. And as you may notice, all these are done in partnership with other government agencies and also non-government organization in the spirit of convergence. We have the peer group assist against drugs, our flagship program wherein the youth are tapped to lead their peers or friends towards a healthy and drug-free lifestyle. We also gather youth leaders from all over the country in a congress where they are given the chance to propose anti-drug programs and policies. For students in the 5th and 6th level of primary schooling, police officers teach them drug prevention concepts through the Drug Abuse Resistance Education Program or the DARE program. On the screen are some of our school-based substance use prevention interventions. The National Service Training Program for college student leaders on preventive education, Drug Abuse Prevention Program for Scoutmasters and leaders, and self-discovery seminars for kids. We also have a seminar workshop for campus journalists, school administrators, and members of the academy. For families, we have the Family Drug Abuse Prevention Program in partnership with the Department of Social Welfare and Development and the systematic training for effective parenting. In the workplace, we advocate the institutionalization of drug-free workplace program, including the formulation of anti-drug policy, training and advocacy programs, random drug testing, and employee assistance program. Capacity building programs are regularly conducted for different sectors. The DDB continues to help the health sector, doctors, pharmacists, nurses, and allied professionals to carry out their important role in the prevention of diversion of controlled precursors and essential chemicals from illicit to the illicit market. To address problems on the dismissal of drug cases and operations lapses, judges, prosecutors, and law enforcers are also convened regularly. We also conduct continuing education to law enforcement personnel on anti-illegal drug operation and investigation. To help in the formulation of more evidence-based programs, the DDB also trains duty bearers on the Universal Prevention Curriculum as espoused by the Colombo Plan Drug Advisory Program. In the communities, focus is given to out-of-school youth who are vulnerable to the influence of illegal drugs, and we also tap faith-based organizations and other sectors like the senior citizens. On treatment and rehabilitation, the Department of Health continues to monitor 49 accredited treatment and rehabilitation facilities in the country. Efforts on research include the establishment and enhancement of monitoring and reporting systems. The DDB continues to enhance the Integrated Drug Abuse Data and Information Network, or IDADIN, for the collection of treatment and rehabilitation data from facilities. We have also established an integrated drug monitoring and reporting information system to collect, manage, and analyze data and information on drug abuse prevention. On alternative development, we are looking into expanding its definition to include the provision of alternative livelihood or sources of income to high-risk group in the urban areas. To reach more and more Filipinos, encourage them to join the anti-drug advocacy. We mobilize advocates through the conduct of special events like the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. We also make use of technology and the social media in bringing the anti-drug advocacy closer to the people. We maintain and update our website and official social media accounts with information on drug prevention and control. These are now being used by the public to report drug-related information and send inquiries on treatment and rehabilitation services, including preventive education programs. Finally, we continue to be one with our regional and international counterparts in the promotion and sharing of best practices, technical assistance and exchange, and adherence to treaties and agreements. The Philippines also maintains the Asian Training Center on Preventive Drug Education based at the College of Education, University of the Philippines, and is supported by the Dangerous Drugs Board. And finally, if our media friends have some questions and concerns, I would be glad to respond to them. Thank you very much, and good morning again.
MPC questions? Joseph. Microphone, please.
Sir, good morning po. Sir, would you be able to quantify kung ilan yung amount ng drugs that are circulating in our country and the number of drug addicts?
Yung circulating, as of now, hindi ko na, I just sat down as the head of DDB. We don't want to commit a mistake. But we are undertaking some measures. I have brought some IT people. So eventually, yung website namin, isang pindot nyo. Makikita na nyo lahat ng information na kailangan nyo. So kapag may question na lang kayo. Ngayon, ang figure na natin na nakuha as of late sa ating mga involved sa drugs, yung mga tinatawag nating addicts or what. Ang latest figure which came from the PDEA is 4 million. And I would like to give credence to, because they are the people on the ground. Silang meron data niyan. Ngayon, we are coming out with a system. Nandito, kasama ko si mga IT people natin, si Secretary Besos, mga IT people to. We are coming out with a program where we can cross-check. As of now, hindi na namin, walang cross-checking eh. Sa system namin, outdated ang system. Kasing anti ko yung sistema namin. Kaya hindi updated. So we are coming out with the system, and Secretary Besos is right now on the tick of working on it so that we can have a more accurate figure. Later on, you don't have to consult with other agencies. We'll be doing the cross-checking, and we'll be coming out with a definite figure, and that will be coming in maybe in the near future.
So, sir, 4 million po as per PDEA, the figure, no?
4 million. Kasi ang PDEA, as per law, PDEA is the controlling organization for law enforcement. Nandiyan ang police, nandiyan ang NBI,
Of course.
nandiyan ang customs, kasama yan. May mga law enforcement, and PDEA itself. So yung mga nasa ground, sila yan. But of course, we would like to cross-check with the other agencies like the Department of Health. Department of Health, hawak nila yung mga rehab facilities, and they may not necessarily be accounted for ng ating law enforcement people. We want to track yung mga movement ng ng ating mga drug addicts, pati nga yung relapse system. Tinitingnan namin dahil yung relapse, wala tayong exact figure. Dahil we discovered na yung mga iba pa from one rehab facility, they move to another. And wala kami system ng tracking. So yung actual relapse natin, hindi kami accurate doon.
Okay.
And we are working on that so that we can track the movement of our drug addicts from rehab to rehab.
Okay, sir. Just focusing on the statistics that you have on your PowerPoint, would you be able to describe, sir, the economic profile of those that are being hit by the drug war? For example, you have anti-drug operations, 70,800. These are individuals, no. These are number of operations, no? Let's focus on the drug personalities arrested, 107,156, and the number of deaths, 3,000 plus. Would you be able to say, describe, sir, the economic profile of these people?
Ang pagka-economic profile, automatic yan. Ang mga ang mga nasa drugs natin, normally are coming from the marginalized community. Tingnan nyo, major cities yan. Pag tinignan nyo, number 1 is Metro Manila, automatic. Ang biggest number are coming from the marginalized sector. Nandiyan yung mga squatters na tinatawag natin. Kasi dyan ang gagaling yung ating mga marginalized community, mga jobless. Pati nga mga kriminal dyan ang gagaling because of lack of opportunities. Punta nyo, basta't mga highly urbanized, you go to Cebu, highly urbanized. Davao, ewan ko ngayon kung anong status. Pero nung araw, Davao, kasama yan. Kasi Cebu, Davao, Cagayan de Oro. Automatic yung mga highly urbanized. Because diyan nagko-converge yung ating mga, akala nila maraming job opportunities, but Metro Manila, the job opportunities are very limited. So ang movement yan, from ordinary user, ang ginagamit ko sa intelligence community, nag-spotting kami. Tinitingnan namin yung papakinabangan. Ang mabilis mong ma-entice yan, yung walang hanap buhay. Pag gamitin mo yan, you just watch the movie. Kung ano nakikita sa movie, pag gagamitin ka, bandang huli, you need to sustain your needs. And eventually, ang gagawin mo, ginagawa mo ng pagkakakita na, from ordinary addict, you become a pusher. And you become, if you are the breadwinner of the family, you use your income sa drug pushing to support your family.
Sir, given the 107,000 drug personalities and the 3,811, just the 3,811.
Again, please.
Just the statistics report, 3,811 deaths.
811 deaths.
Oh, yes, sir. Meron po kasing opinion that the drug war is
Targeting yung
anti-poor.
marginalized.
Anti-poor.
Would
you agree?
Hindi totoo yan. Unang-una, yung mga namamatay na yan, alam mo, hindi naman lahat yan napaka-convenient excuse ngayon ng pagpatay. Ikarga mo sa drugs yan, parang sabi niya, forget it. Pero kung titingnan nyo, if you have a closer analysis, I have one, Mandaluyong, balita ko din, politically motivated Pero ang sarap ikarga sa kwan. Ang sarap ikarga sa anti-drug campaign. Kasi yun ang bumibenta, that sells And magandang gawing issue. No? Maganda. Alam nyo, if you have experience, my experience, but it's a counterinsurgency, yung pagbagsak ng counterinsurgency, I would like to claim credit a bit on this. No? Kasi nung umabot tayo ng 23,000 plus, pati kami sa Bicol, ayaw na namin lumabas. Pero may nakuha kong document, yung isa kong magaling na intelligence operative, nakita niya, hinawakan lang, ipinasa. Nang pagbasa ko, pag-analyze ko, magandang dokumento to. And I brought it to no less than the Chief of Intelligence there, General Piller. Nilagyan ko lang ng note, sir, you may find use for this. Alam niyo kung ano naman noon? I-check niyo. Operation Zombie. Doon very clear na makikita mo, nagpapatayan, hindi military involved. Sila nagpapatayan. Because hindi na nila malaman kung yung kasama na kakampi o hindi. Nagkaroon ng purging. And from a high of 23,000 plus, bumagsak ang ating NPA na figure to 10,000. Meron constant decline. The document parang revealed that yung pumapatay, walang kinalaman ng government. Parang dito. Lalo itong coming election, you watch for more killings. They will be politically motivated para ikakarga. Kasi ang sarap ba natin si Presidente EJK? I'm sorry, but I have to explain it in this manner based on my personal experience. Totoo yan. Watch for more killings comes election day. Pagka election victim ka, wala na halos ko niya, wala na solution yan eh. Charge to experience yan.
Okay, that's it for me now.
Henry Uri?
Hi, General. I think mataas ang expectation sa inyo ng Pangulo. If it's something that is lacking dito sa kanyang campaign against illegal drug, what do you think it is? And what do you have...
What is lacking?
Yeah. Ano naman yung dala-dala ninyo para idagdag na solusyon dito sa paglaganap ng illegal na droga sa bansa?
Una-una, huwag kayong magalit. Ang kulang namin, media coverage. Media coverage, you're more interested to report isang barilan na may wounded, banner headline yan. Itong effort namin, according to my people, 1:7. Ang effectiveness namin, for 1 peso for our advocacy campaign, 7 pesos sa law enforcement. Pero ginadyaryo nyo ba kami? Hindi bebenta ang dyaryo pagka walang patay o walang kan. Ito, dito, I'm very happy that nakikinig kayo ngayon sa akin. Makatulungan nyo kami because we want to go more on preventive. Itong labanan natin after the fact eh. Gusto namin bawasan to. Na-stop namin noong time ko as PDA eh. We were able to stop at a figure where yung inabutan namin. Nag-movement man yan, very minimal. At tumaas ang presyo ng shabu from 3 million a kilo, umabot kami ng 15 million at the highest. Nung iwanan ko yan, 10 million per kilo. Ngayon, nasa 5 million, which indicates law of supply and demand. Noong time ko, kumunti eh. Even the syndicates were afraid to come to the Philippines because alam nila na wala silang magagawa dito sa Philippines during our time. Because we have close cooperation with China narcotics. We operated internationally and regionally with our counterparts, Malaysia, Singapore, China, and modesty aside, if you listen to the briefing of the Chinese or other countries, actually in briefing na yon, they will claim credit, pero yung credit goes to the Philippines. Because yun ang operation, what do you call this? It is operation home run. We involved 5 countries, the Philippines and lead. Even Thailand was involved. Pero pag nag-briefing on the other countries, counterpart natin, it is their activity. So ito ang kagaya na, we want to stop. Yung after the fact, may kung na yan eh, sakit na ng ulo yan. So we would like to go healthy alternatives, sports, skills development, livelihood, education, and napaka-importante, media coverage. Media is a key player in this game because we want to educate our people. We want to tell them that this is bad. Para lang itong divisoria ginagamit ko. Nagdi-divisoria tayong lahat. Pero yung ibang produkto ng China dyan, di nyo naman binibili. You do not buy everything. Ang gusto namin ma-educate ang tao para maintindihan nila na hindi lahat ng, para itong isang produktong is bad for the health, bad for the body, and bad for the country in general.
Okay, Henry?
Yeah, one follow-up, sir. Based on PNP reports, marami yung gumagamit ng minors para sa pagtutulak ng droga.
Gumagamit lang.
Ng mga minors. Ginagamit yung minors sa pagtutulak ng droga. Anong inyong obserbasyon? At as sa policy-making body, ano ang inyong suggestion dito?
You know, it's very difficult kung i-define mo yung minor. Bigyan ko uli kayo ng istorya. Nag-aaway kami when I was assigned in Tagum. I was assigned there sa mining area. May nahuli kami. Sa aming order of battle, merong alias Nino. Nung mahuli si Nino, 11 years old. Nag-away kami. Imposible, sabi ko. Only to find out na yung batang yung mas criminal mind pa kaysa sa akin. You know what he does? Basta ayaw niya yung tao. Matangkad siyang bata. Patatayo sa dead tunnel, sa tagilin, sasaksakin, bagsak ka na. You cannot be recovered anymore. 11 years old. Ngayon, ang pinagtatalunan natin yung age eh. Pero siguro, kung ako yun, I'll just stick to the current ko, Kasi yung bata, wala namang bata. Ako, may pamangkin ako. May apo ko, sinabihan ko na, 2 lang pupuntahan mo. Cementerio o Bilibid. Hindi ko makontrol eh. Pinag-aaral ko, the environment has affected him, the family has affected him. Wala nang pinapakinggan. Gumibap ako. Ayokong gumibap, pero I have to give up because pinag-aaral ko. Once a week ang aral sa Makati, libre pa. Once a week, nag-absent pa eh. Nang mabigyan namin, pinagtrabaho ko, tinrial ko. Pinag-minor, ano yung manual labor. Sabi ko, bigyan ko ng 1 week to. After 3 days, sumurrender, binigyan namin pera, lumayas. Ando, nakikibarkada na naman sa Nabotas. The last I heard is he is in prison. Paano gagawin mo pag gano'n? Meron taong ayaw ng tumino. Meron pa rin gusto magbigay ng chance sa kanya. I want to give him the chance, but I want him to come back to me. Hindi ako susunod sa kanya. No? Yan ang problema. No? This is personal note. And yung isang sinabi ko, personal experience. What do you do about people like this? Okay. Yung sinasabi niyo, puro mahirap. Hindi puro mahirap. Ang daming mayaman na. Sikreto lang, hindi niyo alam. Marami nga niya, sira na ulo. Nakatago doon sa basement sa Makati. Hindi na marirehab yun. Wala nang pag-asa sa buhay, sira na ulo noon. Pero kargado doon for rehabilitation. Paano marirehab yung sira na ulo? Pang ibang institution na yun.
Henry? Pero sir, how confident are you na ma-achieve yung sinasabi mong drug-free Philippines since sa community-based yung pinupush nyo ay karamihan sa mga involved sa illegal drugs, yung mga barangay captains, local leaders.
Kaya kailangan dito siga-sigan DILG secretary. Pag ang DILG secretary mo ayaw na may kagalit, may problema tayo dyan. Kailangan dito, dapat may bigyan, empowered yung DILG secretary na he can really discipline the barangay chairman. Sa amin, sa Nabotas, walang magawa yung mayor sa isang barangay captain eh. Ang dinadasal ko lang, mamatay eh. Ma-heart attack, mataba eh. Minsan, yun lang pag-asa mo, magdasal ka. Ay, masamang magdasal, mamatay. Pero minsan, kung yun na lang solusyon, sana mamatay na lang. Wala akong magawa eh. Minumura ko na eh. Publicly, I've been renouncing him. Sabi, ba't buhay ka pa?
Pero sir, confident ka ba na ma-achieve pa rin yan within ilang taon? 5 years? 6 years?
Hindi, achievable yan. As a matter of fact, nagtaas ng kamay si Presidente. Sabi ko, hindi, for the first time, kukontrahin ko siya. Kaya. Pero kaya, may big if. Para lang traffic ni Danny Lim yan eh. Miski ipalo ni Danny Lim yung ulo niya. Ayaw magpa-disiplina tao eh. Discipline is individual na yan eh. Di ba? Ang discipline, how is it defined? To do what is right even without supervision. Eh dito, pag hindi sinusupervise mo, tigas pa ng ulo eh. So ang makakasolve nito, hindi si Presidente. Yung Pilipino mismo, tayo-tayo. Kawawa ang Presidente dito, nasisisi doon sa isang bagay na pamilya, we have to go back to the family and the barangay. Ayan ang key. Pag ang pamilya walang kwenta, may problema tayo.
Okay, Marisa Lalili, TV5.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir, just a quick follow-up on the cases of minors. Sabi niyo, sir, kanina may mga ilang cases na mukhang wala ng pag-asa. So, how do you plan to deal with it, sir?
Hindi naman totally. Siguro ako, gumibap na lang ko doon sa apo ko. Inaantay kong bumalik siya. Magbalik loob. Kasi pati parang drug rehab eh. Alam niyo, yung drug rehab, ipasok. Ang pinaka-effective na drug rehab is pagka-volunteer yung nagpaparehab. Yung napipilitan, may problema yan. Ngayon, we are reviewing the juvenile justice law. Matitingnan natin kung po pwede. Hindi naman, baka yung akin sinasite na example is a case na hindi general. Parang special case siguro. Pero we would like to deal with the whole juvenile community. No? Titingnan natin yung batas. Ang trabaho namin sa DDB ngayon is, unang-una, na mag-usap-usap kami, may first, board meeting. Unang-una, pinapareview ko yung batas. Mahirap mag-implement kami. Sabi ko, law enforcement, Department of Health, pag-aralan yung mandate dahil mahirap yung nagkukuntayo. Hindi ko rin kabisado totally yung Republic Act 9165, pero meron akong manual. Pagka hindi ko kaya, nagtatanong ako. Kaya that's why we have the legal expert, the people sa preventive education, saka yung ibang members, But I want everybody to study the law because it's very difficult to implement something when you yourself do not understand it. Kaya nagkakaroon ng miscue, no? So, pati dito, yung juvenile law natin, pag-aaralan natin, and collegial body kasi ang, collegial body ang DDB. Hindi isang tao lang nagdi-decide yan. And sabi ko nga, even media, masyadong well-informed ang media, yung minsan yung inyong ideas will be very good inputs. You can provide very good inputs because you have more access to the people on a day-to-day basis.
Sir, does it mean that you are now considering amending the juvenile delinquency law, meaning implementing stiffer penalties to minors?
Actually, marami nga akong sinasabi. I wanted to be, dapat akong PIDEA eh. Pero, hindi, dapat akong PIDEA. Kaya lang kumandidato ako eh. Kaya pala ako natalo. Akala na bodyguard ako ni Presidente, hindi kandidato eh. No? So, pinag-aaralan namin yan. And meron kaming member namin ng Department of Justice. So, pag-uusapan namin yung sa board kung anong tamang gawin dito. And yung input should be, as a matter of fact, meron mga tinatawag dyan ako, di ba? Public hearing. Ang problema, ang public hearing natin, bihirang uma-attend dito eh. Kaya minsan, ang public hearing natin is becoming parang drama na lang, may public hearing, pero actually wala. So, siguro this is one time na I will encourage the community, pag may public hearing, umattend kayo para makapag-input kayo, para yung ilalabas natin mga batas. Talagang comprehensive ang input, hindi yung minamanage lang na isang grupo and it becomes a law na yung input ng general public is not there.
Okay, last two questions.
Ito, ang karugtong dito, yung aming kwan is not necessary to impose punishments. Maraming system tayong pwedeng kopyahin. We are overcrowding our prisons eh. Dahil minsan isang gramo lang eh, kulong ka. Minsan isang gramo kasama mo yung mga diard. Ang prison system pa naman. We have to decongest our prison and we can do it by, kailangan very effective ang ating local governments, yung ating DSWD. Mahirap yung pupunta ka doon, papaliguan ka, uwi ka na naman. Wala nangyari sa buhay mo.
Okay, last three. Hannah, four pala. Roscos and Pia.
Good morning, Secretary.
Morning.
Sir, mula na nagsimula ang administrasyon ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, mas dumami po yung mga nako-confine sa mga rehabilitation centers. Isa po sa sinusulong ng mga head ng rehab centers, yung mga cases po ng patients na paulit-ulit po sila, pabalik-balik po sa mga rehab centers. Magkakaroon po ba tayo ng policy like for yung mga users na paulit-ulit na lang po, na hindi naman po nababago yung buhay nila? Sa tingin po ng mga namumuno ng mga rehab centers, nasasayang lang daw yung pondo ng bayan dahil hindi naman daw nagiging effective sa kanila yung rehabilitation po.
As a matter of fact, yan ang unang guideline ko. Pag-aralan natin, and if we have to close some rehab facilities, we will close them. Kasi ang taas ng relapse rate eh. At 40%, hindi magandang figures to. Hindi pa total yan, hindi pa namin cover lahat. Eh yung iba dyan parang hanap buhay na lang talaga yung rehab eh. Maraming rehab PT ito, puro mayaman na nakakumpine. Paulit-ulit. Tama yung sinasabi mo, paulit-ulit. We want to do, ito si Colonel Tupas, galing sa private sector to. We want to do benchmarking. Ibe-benchmark namin, after so many, anong na dapat ang accomplishment mo dyan sa drug addict na yan. Pero ang problema mo, yung nagre-relapse kasi bumabalik yan, again, babalik tayo doon sa poverty issue. Yung tukha nga bumabalik, napapatay. Dahil kasi wala silang they have no option. Wala silang hanap buhay. Ang alam nyo, merong mga moments naman na sober yung mga drug addict. Gusto namin incorporate yung livelihood program while inside rehabilitation facilities para productive sila and they're earning income. At marami kong personal experiences again. Pag hindi nyo na-solve ang psychological problem, what is the root cause of the problem, hindi mo masosolve yan eh. Kasi yung root cause ng problem, hindi mo na-address eh. May psychological, minsan within the family. kukwento ko na naman daw sa pamilya namin, akong pinaka-naughty-naughty. Lahat ng kasalanan ng buong pamilya sa akin. Ano, pag kami kasalanan, yung mga kapatid ko, akala na mabait, sila na pala, akin pa rin yun. Kaya ang naging effect sa akin is the other way around. Sa halip na maging aggressive ako, nagkaroon ako ng inferiority complex. Ngayon, pinilit kong na-reform naman ako. Ngayon, bumilib na nanay ko sa akin, sumalangit na wa. O, bago siya namatay, bumilib na siya sa akin. Pero yung nakikita ko, na-encounter, madaling magpasok sa rehab facilities. Pero ang problema, kung hindi mo na-solve yung psychological problem, you have not solved the problem. Babalik-balik lang yan. So ang suggestion namin, palakasin mo yung mga psychiatrists, psychologists within the system. No?
Sir, clarify ko lang, sir. Is it possible na mag-craft ng policy in DDB na i-limit lang yung number ng paulit-ulit, yung pagbalik ng mga nire-rehab sa mga public rehabilitation centers? Let's say, hanggang 3 times lang kapag bumalik ka more than 3 times, sa private ka na magpa-rehab. Kasi, sir, sinasabi ng mga rehab centers ng government, masyado nang malaki, masyado na silang marami, hindi na nila kayang lahat.
Hindi, ang problema mo dyan, yan ang trabaho ng gobyerno. Again, another example. Yung mga mga drug courier natin, they know na dinadala na. Sino rito ang Pilipino, matipid tayo. Pag magpapadala sa'yo, gusto mo, magkagasta pa yung tagabuhat mo. Itong mga drug couriers natin, binabayaran $2,000 para dali. Doon pala may questionable na. Dapat nagtataka ka na, bakit ka babayaran? So, yan ang papel ng gobyerno. Tapos may kasalanan. Pupunta pa ang gobyerno, masisi pa pagka walang intervention sa death row. Yan ang papel ng gobyerno, mag-absorb ng shock Kung pipigilin natin ang pagpasok sa rehab, edi masisisi na naman ang gobyerno, magsawa ka dyan. Dali natin, kung ayaw niya sa private, mahal sa private, nakaready naman yung government rehab facilities. And by law, there are supposed to be per region. Merong per region, hindi pa natin nagagawa. Yan ang effort ngayon namin para yung pera ipaggastahin sa pagsiset up ng rehab. Pagkatapos, we are more on community-based. Yan ang tinatrabaho namin dahil yung support system is within the community. Para hindi ka nalalayo, para yung pamilya mo dumadalaw. At sa rehab, ang isang problema dyan, alam nyo, ang nagiging bisyo ng nagre-rehab, ang requirement dyan, family support matatanda na, bandang uli, obligasyon ng pamilya na matanda na sinusuportahan pa. Magtanong kayo sa mga kaibigan nyo na may asawa na naging problema yung asawa paglabas sa rehab. Parang obligasyon ngayon ng asawa na lalaki, obligasyon ng asawa na babae na maghanap buhay, suportahan yung lalaki. So maraming factors that you have to consider when you talk about rehab. But ang sabi ko nga, ang gobyerno, that is the role of government to absorb kung ano man ang problema na hindi kaya na ibang sektor. Sasaluhin namin yan, mandatory function namin yan That's why ang tawag sa amin, government service
Okay. Last 5, MPC, we still have Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella. Rosalie Cos.
Good morning, sir. Sir, tukoy po ba natin kung pang-ilan po ang Metro Manila pagdating po sa may pinakamatindi ang illegal drug operations? Number 1 po ba ang Metro Manila?
Oo naman, sa population pa lang number 1 na anong population ng Metro Manila. Gano'ng kalaki ang marginalized community natin. Doon pa lang from there. Sa population base pa lang, makikita mo highly urbanized, ang size malaki. So automatic ang marginalized community malaki. Doon pinakamalaki makukuha mong may drug problem.
Sir, tukoy din po ba natin kung saan nanggagaling ang supply ng droga dito po sa Metro Manila at sino ang drug lord?
In a way, alam mo yung minsan problema, kagaya ng Thailand, alam nila ang source, ipapasa sa atin. Kaya huli ko, nung one hospital, sabi ko, bakit yung ginagawa sa amin yan? Alam nyo kayo ang source niya, nandiyan, papa. Ba't palalabasin nyo, ikukwento nyo sa amin? Kami pa manghuhuli sa Pilipinas, kaya labas natin tayong pinakasalbahe sa area medyo kinwestiyon ko yan, pero napalitan ako, so hindi ko na mapurso yan. But now that I'm back, ibabalik ko yung question na yan. Controlled delivery is a different story. Talagang gusto mo mahuli kung sino yung contact ng source sa contact dito na sa receiving end. So, ibang istorya. But if it is ordinary smuggling of drugs, may problema tayo dyan. And of course, yung sinasabi mo, malalim tong problema na to, pero if you know how to hit it, meron silang contact dito, if you know who, may contact sila. And,
Pwede po ba nating sabihin kung sino yung drug lord sa Metro Manila? Kasi inline po dyan.
Bakit ako? Kaya tanungin nyo.
Pero sir,
Baka
inline,
dumaldal na naman, puro libel cases na nakaabang sa akin. Kayo naman.
ang inline lang po dyan, medyo po kasi interesting lang dahil po sa narco-list ng Pangulo, walang involved na mayor. Bagamat kanina nabanggit nyo po na ang illegal drug operation is politically motivated. Pero sa narco-list ng Pangulo, walang involved na mayor. Pero ang mas nakararami is barangay captains, mga kongresista, wala ring nabanggit. So, bakit po ganun?
Hindi ko alam, hindi ko nakita yung list
Pero
I'm not
sir,
seeing the
ano yung
updated
pinakamataas o high-ranking government official sa Metro Manila na involved sa drug
Metro
operations?
Manila. Ano ba
Kasi-
mga political ko ng mga nasa Metro Manila? Doon na kayo maghanap. Anong pinakamataas na government official sa Metro Manila?
Ano po, sir?
Ano ba mga nasa Metro Manila?
Okay, Pia Gutierrez?
Kayo na sumagot.
Sir, gusto ko lang po mag-follow up dun sa tanong ni Ate Rocky kanina. You said that it is achievable to solve the drug problem within the Duterte administration. Sabi po ni Presidente, medyo complicated at hindi daw po kaya. Pero with the way that the drug war is going right now, sir, ilang taon pa kaya ang hihintayin natin? Sir?
Mahirap magawa ng estimate. Mahirap magawa ng estimate. But yung amin systems and procedure is intended to help. Hindi mo naman magiging totally drug-free. Siguro kung ma-stop natin at current level, accomplishment na yon. And that is achievable through itong mga measures nga ng preventive namin na hindi na namin papayagan na lumaki pa yan. Tutulong tayo, and of course, yung anti-poverty ko natin na kailangan ma-enhance, ano? And of course, siguro, baka sabihin nyo, tao lang ako ni Presidente. But the point there, yung mga sinasabi niya, yung mga TRO, mga human rights cases, hindi namin sinasabing mali sila. Pero kung lahat ng issue, pati yung return of Marcos wealth, hindi ko alam kung anong deadline yan. Pero kung ako yan, kukunin ko na agad yung pera eh. Saka na natin pag-usapan yung balance. Ibig sabihin, nandiyan na available, yung solution, pabayaan nyo munang tumakbo yung solution. Huwag nyo istapin. Hindi makamove yung solution eh. Modernization ng armed forces, alam nyo, nung ako'y tenyente, 100 ang helicopters namin eh. Nung ako'y chief of staff, 8 lang ang lumilipad eh. And imagine that is because of TRO, kaya galit na galit si Presidente sa TRO eh. Tapos yung, we go for the cheapest. You pay for quality. You pay for quality. Hindi pwedeng lahat mura. Pagka mura kinuha mo, magmumura ka.
Okay, Pia?
Sir, based on your data, sir, has the drug war been effective in discouraging the use of illegal drugs among Filipinos?
Iba-ibang point of view. Pero sabi nga namin, kung titingnan mo, yung balancer na kami, ngayon, I used to be the right-hand effort eh. Right-hand and left-hand ang military tawag namin sa counterinsurgency. Yung one is defense, law enforcer. Ang left-hand effort is yung mga civic action, livelihood program for the insurgents. Dito rin yan eh. Ang problema nga, hindi nyo kami na-highlight. Hindi kami interesting, but there is a more exciting side to media, which is law enforcement. Pero kami, sabi ko nga, we feel that we have been effective. Slowly, nag-gain grounds kami, and we are getting more advocates from all sectors. So from there, although we are not highlighted, we keep on moving. And eventually, yung mga program namin, I'm very sure will catch your attention. And eventually, it will be highlighted and mapapakita na balance yung anti-drug campaign and may positive effect.
But can we say, sir, na mas marami ng Pilipino yung nadi-discourage o natatakot na gumamit ng shabu or ng marijuana and other drugs because of the drug war?
Mabuti ka matakot. Di ba nahimik ka, natatakot ka pa rin. Huwag kang tumuloy. Huwag kang tumuloy. Yung fear factor na yun, gagamitin mo to be positive. Mag-move ka ngayon para tulungan mo yung mga natatakot para wag nang bumalik. Di ba? Maganda yung fear factor eh. Of course, always the best is respect for human dignity and human life. Pero ngayon natatakot sila, marami na, pati mga government officials, may kinausap nga, nakipag-usap sa akin. Sabi ko, mayaman ka na eh. Kung nag-illegal ka, ang objective natin is drug-free Philippines. Hindi makonsensya ka na, mayaman ka na, mag-legal ka na. Total, hindi ka namin madali dahil malakas ka eh. Marami ka, nakakabili ka ng testigo, na i-stop mo yung mga witnesses. O di mag-convert ka na sa more productive undertaking. Hindi ka na namin makulong eh. Although alam namin siya yun, pero walang mag-witness eh.
Sino yan, sir?
Madami. Marami nagre-report sa akin, marami nag-explain, but kasi sa akin, masasabi ko, kung matino ka na, di buti naman. Di ba?
Okay, Ace Romero to be followed by Joseph, and last, Henry.
General, you've been dealing with illegal drugs for so long. What are your thoughts about allegations that some policemen are executing drug suspects, including minors? And how can it be solved if ever there's such a problem?
Hindi, yun naman, mag-deny ka rito, di para mo niloko sarili mo. May mga pilyong pulis talaga eh. And one good step was the pronouncement of the President doon sa case ni Kalayaan. Nilinaw niya, nalinawan ng isip yung mga pulis. Akala na they were given by the President the license to kill. And the President made it very clear that you are given the license to kill if you are using reasonable force, saka if you are endangered. Pero hindi yung mga parang, hindi mo man naman, masyadong obvious naman eh. Sabi ni Presidente nga, pinakulong niya, di ba? At in effect, yun ang sinabi niya, stop it. Kukulungin ko kayo kung illegal yung act nyo. Because the President is a very legalistic person. Ang sabi lang niya, gagawin ko, imamarshalo ko kayo. Pero nung gawin niya yun, it was with the concurrence of Congress. He is a very legalistic person. So he made it very clear sa police. And the police is acting very swiftly to police their ranks also. But ang move dyan, ang best is you start sa recruitment pa lang. Kung sa recruitment pa lang, you recruit a wrong person, wala ka na magagawa dyan. Pagkatapos ang training mo, make it a very serious. Sabi ko nga, medyo minsan kontrabida ko. Siguro madalas, hindi minsan. Sinasabi ko, ba't magre-recruit ka ng maraming polis? Linisin mo muna yung current rank mo. Baka nagdadagdag ka lang ng problema. Pwede mong improve the quality. Let's not go for quantity. Marami kang ang pulis, sakit naman ang ulo. So sa recruitment pa lang, ayusin mo na yan. And I think it's being done by the police. May effort sila, kaya lang natatabunan ng mga killings that ang conclusion is the handiwork of the police. Marami tayo nakita na hindi naman pulis ang may kagagawan eh. Alam niyo, syndicate, kanya-kanya naglalabanan na sa sini nga, iyong tundo, akin ang Quiapo. Oh. Pagkat pumasok ka ng teritoryo ko, papatayin kita. Ganon kasimple yan.
Okay, thank you, Ace. Joseph?
So rephrasing Pia's question, what is the effect of the drug war on the drug industry in the Philippines?
Yung drug war, siyempre, may isang mayor may isang media nagtanong sa akin, ano epekto nung pagkamatay ni Paruhinog kung mayor ka ng Misamis? Ang tinanong ko, binalik ko, ano epekto sa inyo kung mayor ka nasa droga ka? Magmamalaki ka pa ba nasa droga ka o tatahimik ka? Yung drug war is, alam niyo, ang problema natin dito, yung popularity ng president, kung titingnan nyo, is based on the sentiment of the Filipino people. The people is fed up. And of course, the drug war, pagka tahimik ang peace and order mo is good. Tapos you establish a very good security system. Halimbawa, yung military, peace and order and security, yun automatically that will encourage investors eh. Kaya lang merong negative yan for the meantime. Pero maraming negosyante ayaw mag-invest. Pero sabi ko sa kanila, dahil yung Marawi incident, sabi na, yung Marawi, bakit yan ba Marawi forever? Sabi ko, pag nag-invest kayo, tapos na Marawi, baka yung gagastusin nyo ngayon, magdodoble na. So, May negative effect, pero may positive yan.
Sir, you mentioned kanina, may price ka, 3 million a kilo, tapos nag-go up ng 15 million a kilo, and then the last figure you have is 5 million. So, right now, how much is this is shabu for per kilo?
Ang alam ko, ang average ko yata, 5 million, ano? 5 million, that's still low. Ang gusto ko dyan, umabot ng 10 million ulit. Ibig sabihin, supply is scarce na. But ang problema mo, bibigyan ko kayo ng problema. Tingnan nyo, ilan yung nakawala na droga? Ilan tonelada? Hindi mo kailangan magpasok eh. Ang hulihan natin, 1 gram, 10 grams, 1 kilo. Tonelada yung pumasok na nakakalat. Waiting to be utilized. Paano mo ubusin yung tonelada na nakakalat na nasa loob na? Na hindi mo malaman kung saan nakatago.
So,
Imagine niyo, paano mo ubusin yun sa 1 gramo? Per gram, 1 kilo is 1,000 grams. Ang konsumo na is, lalo nung nagkamurahan, nung 3 million, 3,000 per gram. Minsan sharing lang kaya nauso pang tawas eh. Yung 1 kilo mo, 1,000 person per gram yan. Per kilo. 1,000 individuals. Isang tonelada nakawala, ilang tonelada nakakawala. Ang hirap ng trabaho ng law enforcement. Ang trabaho ngayon, tumulong yung public, merong indicators yan.
Sir, yun pong 5 million, yun po ba ay, from your policy standpoint, mura ba yan?
Mura yan.
So, bakit po sir, mura? Marami price
Marami
source?
nga pang supply eh. Sabi ko nga, kung nakapasok na yung tonelada, meron pang available sa market eh. Not necessarily rin kaya maraming huli ngayon, maraming kumakalat eh. Yung dami ng hinuhuli ngayon dahil mas efficient ang law enforcement ngayon. Kaya dumadami operations, dumadami ang kuwan. And sabi ko nga, how will you stop yung proliferation noong panahon pandati, pati ngayon pumapasok na tonelada, nandiyan naka-stock somewhere.
Anyway, sir, yun pong kanina, you said that drug war is not anti-poor because?
Hindi anti-poor yun. Kailan naging anti-poor yun? Ang lumalabas, yan ang marginalized community, yan ang tatamaan mo, yan ang nagpupus eh. From the marginalized community, ikaw, kung welcome ka, you will just be a user. Kung ikaw may kaya ka, user ka lang, hindi ka magpupus. Exceptional yung mayayaman na magpupus. Dahil hindi naman yan ang main source of livelihood nyo eh. Siguro magpipinance. Ang malungkot dito, yung mga nagpipinance ngayon, ang pananaw nila ngayon is utak ng walang konsensya. Ang drug is taken just as a plain business activity. Mataas ang ROI, return on investment. Ba't ako mag-i-invest sa bangko, mag-deposito ka? 1% ang interest per annum. Dito, isang swerte mo kita ka ng 10 million. Pero ang return ng pera mo, magkano lang yan? Konting klaseng substances na mura lang yan eh. O pagkatapos, pagka pinagkakitaan mo, 10 kilo sa 10 million ng araw. O ilang 100 million yan, di ba?
Okay, thank you. Henry, quick question.
Quick question, General. Ano ang kwento sa likod ng Iloilo, most shabualized city, at talaga bang kumpirmadong sabit sa droga si Mayor Jed Mabilog?
Hindi ko alam, pero bibigyan ko kayo ng sarili kong analysis sa Iloilo. Bigyan ko kayo analysis. Alam niyo, nung ako'y PIDEA, hindi na ako PIDEA. Balikan natin si Libiste. Di ba nahulihan siya ng barel? Remember, nahulihan siya ng barel sa Bilibid. Sino may-ari ng barel? Very kwento, I'm specific names ang sasabihin ko dahil nagyaryo naman to sir eh. O sino nahuli? Ang baril ni Libiste, saan ang galing? Naba. Naba is from Guimaras, Region 6. Nung hanapin Naba ang baril, nakasaan ang baril? Nandoon sa isang dealer ng baril na taga-Capiz. Kaya ako kilala yung taga-Capiz na yun. Sa kanya ako bumili ng baril ng PIDEA, yung M4. No? Yung M4. Ngayon, Capiz is Region 6. Pagkatapos, sino si Peter ko? He's the biggest drug lord. Nasa Bilibid. Sino ang tao ni Kwan? I forgot the name, but the lady is from Region 6. I think taga Bacolod. Nakabase siya diyan sa, I'll have to check again, yung pangalan. Nandiyan, mayaman niya, nandiyan sa Wakwak. Alam niyo naman, Wakwak. Taga riyan. Ngayon si Peter ko, ibinalibag ko sa kanya. Ibinalibag ko. Peter ko, ha? Remember, hindi Peter Lim, ha? Peter ko, binalibag ko doon sa kwan. My advantage when I was Bureau of Corrections Director, I was given semi-autonomy by then Secretary Dato Manong. He was my boss when I was a lieutenant in Buldon. North Cotabato kami. I was given autonomy doon. I can transfer people from one facility to the other. Nilipat ko si Peter ko sa Abuyog, Leyte, which is a facility na mahirap abutin. Nagkaroon ng intervention yan. May lumapit sa akin. Yung isa kaibigan ko na taga Dumaguete, the other guy na lumapit sa akin is a mayor from Negros Oriental. So these people, Dumaguete, ngayon na lang binalik yata sir na Region 6, ano? Pero NIR yan, Negros Island region na yan. Pero kung titingnan nyo, si Peter ko is well entrenched or well connected sa Region 6. And where is Iloilo? It's in Region 6. So sabi, kaya I agree with the President. Udikta, prebendido, target ko yan. Udikta, target ko yan. And nung tanongin ako, anong masasay mo kay prebendido? Good riddance. Good riddance sa akin. At least, ewan ko kung sino pumatay sa kanya, basta good riddance. You cannot operate anymore in that area. Meron pang natitira dyan.
Okay, thank
And I
you.
hope they will be good riddance also.
Okay, thank you. Dangerous Drugs Board Chair Dionisio Santiago, Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella.
Salamat, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for a very substantial report. Just to wind up, a bit of DFA gives back passport appointment slots to the public. With this in mind, more appointment slots for passport applications are now available to the public. 1,200 slots reserved daily for travel agencies were removed and converted into additional slots for regular applicants. The policy was put in place August 1st of 2017. According to Ricardo Abella, the third acting director of the Passport Division of the Office of Consular Affairs, with the DFA's new policy, clients of travel agencies should undergo the same process all other applicants undergo when applying for or renewing a passport. PRRD assures MILF and the motor people that BBL is an executive priority bill. PRRD met with the leadership of MILF yesterday to discuss, among others, their concern about social media posts critical of their handling and the progress of the BBL bill. The President assured them that he considers this high priority and vital to the future of Mindanao and the nation. He is asking to meet with the Senate President and Speaker of the House to facilitate the process. The President also thanked the MILF for its strong support in the fight against violent extremists in Mindanao. He cited the humanitarian efforts to save civilian lives in Marawi and the continuing operations of the MILF against armed groups and enemies of the state throughout Mindanao. On Car Angelo Arnaiz, we assure the public that there will be no whitewash and that there will be a thorough and impartial investigation, and those who will be found responsible will be made accountable before our laws. Regarding, as stated yesterday, items for the cabinet meeting were a briefing on the bird flu outbreak, the macroeconomic performance during the second quarter of 2017, the status of legal assistance to OFWs, harmonized national research and development agenda, and the update on the management of Philippine rice. Open for a few questions.
Laila Salaveria.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, the Sandigan Bayan has ordered the arrest of Mr. Nur Miswari for a DepEd anomaly. Sir, earlier, the government asked a passing court to defer his arrest because he'll be participating in the peace talks. So how will this Sandigan Bayan order affect his role in the peace talks?
Apparently, the item is an administrative case or something that was taken up before these talks, and the onus will be at this point. According to sources, the onus at this point will have to be with Mr. Miswari. The onus of defending himself will be with Mr. Miswari.
But sir, do you see this having any effect on his participation in the peace talks?
I don't know. I cannot categorically say it will not have any effect, but at this stage, it would be best if he addressed the matter directly himself.
Thank you.
Okay, questions, MPC? Hannah? To be followed by Dexter.
Hi sir, may details po dun sa meeting ni President Duterte sa mga officials ng MILF and BTC last night po?
I just did.
Sorry sir. Na-discuss po ba yung, sorry yung regarding sa BBL po?
Yeah, okay.
Na-raise po ba dun sa discussion nila yung problem nila na wala pong congressman na nag-sponsor sa BBL?
The president assured that it is a top priority and that he would actually, he's asking to meet with, let me just repeat. He's asking to meet with the Senate President and Speaker of the House to facilitate the process.
Okay. Dexter Ganibe?
Yusek, magandang tanghali.
Yes, po.
Sir, nasaan na po ang ano na po ang status ngayon ng operations ng pamahalaan sa Marawi City?
Let me see. As far as as of this moment, all I can give you are the actual facts and statistics that is usually given, and also the financial situation of the status of cash donations, which I can give you. At this point, the Marawi for cash donations for Marawi AFP casualties, the balance remains at 33,076,053. 4,340,000 was remitted to the Philippine Army and Philippine Navy as cash benefits for the families of those killed in action. Regarding that, there are no timelines that I can provide you, except that as far as we know, General Año said he was hopeful that things would be brighter by his retirement.
Sir, may confirmation ng nakarating sa palasyo bagamat binabanggit na ng militar na kasama dun sa mga napatay si Abdullah Marte?
Ang kailangan lang talaga yung verification of the body. Although they have already intercepted messages, but we cannot categorically say 100% unless they find or locate his remains once and for all to ascertain without a doubt his demise.
Sir, masasabi naman natin sa ngayon na the government is winning dito sa krisis sa Marawi.
I would say that the government is progressing very substantially.
Sir, so far wala tayong balita kay Hapilon na siyang naging unang target na makuha kaya pumutok yung
As of this
crisis.
stage, wala rin pong formal.
Sir, anong masasabi niyo dun sa mga binabanggit na mga kritiko na kino-compare yung binabatikos na maraming parang naging pabaya yung nakaraang pangulo doon sa mama sa Pano incident, pero nakuha naman yung pinaka-target, which is si Marwan. Ngayon, nakatutok ang pangulo sa mga nangyayari sa Marawi, pero parang hindi nakukuha kung sino yung target.
Okay. The circumstances are different. As you very well know, the President and the military itself has stressed again and again that while the progress is constant, it is also very careful. That there are many hostages, a number of hostages that they need to be very careful of. And that's exactly why they don't just rush in.
Okay, last question, Prince Goles.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yes.
Sir, may we just know who is feeding the president with erroneous information about Mayor Jed Patrick Mabilog? Last Sunday, Duterte said that Mabilog, quote, escaped to Japan and living luxuriously there, unquote. But his spokesperson, Attorney Piad, said that Mabilog went to Japan to attend a conference on disaster management. In several speeches, Mabilog, or President Duterte also mentioned Mabilog as a relative of Odicta, which the city mayor continuously denies. So who is responsible for these information being fed to the president, sir?
I cannot specifically say who is responsible for that, but we do know that the president has his own sources of information and he has his own understanding of the situation.
Sir, is the president still inclined to meet and speak with Mabilog amid his order to conduct lifestyle checks on him, sir?
The last time I checked, he was not open to conversation with Mabilog.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella. Thank you, Dangerous Drugs Board Chair Dionisio Santiago. Thank you, MPZ. Back to our main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and PTV.